Lenten devotion number 3, Mark chapter 4, verses 1 through 20. Do you get it? It's a sea of people. Jesus has gotten onto the boat surrounded by the crowds. They are almost literally a sea of people. He is on a boat in the midst of a sea of people. Now the rhyme of the ancient mariner comes to mind. Water, water everywhere, and e'er a drop to drink. Beneath the ark, death roiled and ruined, destroyed creation, utterly blotted out every living thing from the face of the earth. A new Noah has appeared, embarking on quite a sail, buoyed up by the new waters, the sea of the peoples, who roil and ruin, destroying creation, utterly blotting out any hope for life. They are brine of the briny deep, ready to be absorbed by the faceless, soulless sea. And he's talking to them about life. Doesn't it strike you as odd? Have you ever heard of anyone getting into a boat to talk about farming? We talk about fishing, about stormy seas, about the big one that got away, about the big one that barely let us get away. But who talks about farming? The Lord of life talks about farming, about life-giving sustenance, and here he is, surrounded by the foaming, fomenting crowd whose sole design is death, death for him, crashing upon him as waves, buoyed up by them on a boat, a real boat, speaking to the waves about life. He who even commands the wind and the waves, and they obey him, is speaking gently to the wind and the waves he commands. Fertile soil, he says, produces grain. "Oh God, let me be fertile soil," cries out someone of the briny deep. "Let me be fertile soil." It won't work on land, though. It won't work wherever the sea of humanity is found. It is briny soil, not fit to grow life-sustaining food. This is the miracle of the Word of God, that Jesus would stand in a boat scattering seed to the waves, expecting a harvest. This is what God does. He gets in a boat, scatters seed to the waves, speaking to the sea of people about life. This is why they came to fetch him, his mother and his brothers. They thought he had lost his mind. They thought he was crazy. There is an active kind of mental process required to get on a boat. You know the process. The boat is susceptible to capsizing. No boat has been designed yet that under the right conditions won't pitch headlong straight down to the bottom of the sea. And you know, even with personal flotation devices, that you might somehow be bound to that boat and all its fates. It's such a strong mental process that some have a phobia related to it, much the same as some have an irrational fear of heights. It's not that there's no possibility of cataclysm. It's that the possibilities overwhelm the very low probability that it will happen to you, like a lightning strike or winning the lottery. But it's there for everyone. The irrational fear rising up just at the moment you have to make a decision to come aboard or stay ashore. The one means certain death with life on the other side. The other means certain death with no hope at all. The one is with Jesus, who scatters seed to the waves and speaks in parables about life to those who are of death. The other remains with the hopeless. There is no choice, after all, just a beckoning Jesus. Welcome aboard. Even the pier is founded on the earth. The boat is not, and you can feel it. Your entire being must change in order even to stand on a boat, in order to walk upon it, to get your sea legs. This is crazy. We're abandoning the known, the knowable, the familiar, to be buoyed up by death until it comes time to die, because Jesus is most certainly going to die, and we are with him. Are you afraid? You might want to be afraid, but not too afraid. God would not scatter seed to the waves unless he first believed that he would reap a harvest